So finally in Krishna's Leela and Dwapara Yuga, very end, then they took birth from the womb of gopis and Boma Vrindavan. The Shrutichari Rishis and the Municharis and the Shrutis. So then they got association with the Nitya Siddha Parishads. They met Lalita Sakhi and Rupa Mandri and Vishaka and even Radharani, and they got trained, and so then they upgraded and deepened their prema, because you can't really serve Radha and Krishna, and what to speak of being a gopi. They were in Gopi Bhav, so they wanted to be Krishna's wives. So you can't be a wife of Krishna unless you're like a lover of Krishna and Braj Leela, unless you have Mahabhav, like Radharani. So they had prema, but they didn't have Mahabhav. Because you can't enter Krishna Leela without prema. So they have pure Krishna prema, Vishuddha prem. So they appeared as gopis from the womb of Gopi, and Krishna's manifest Prakat Leela in Vrindavan, and they saw Krishna, but they couldn't meet him. So then Krishna played his flute. He said, come on now, meet me. And they were held back by their husbands. They couldn't go, because their prem had not yet developed. It says in the Bhagavatam verse that Gunamaya Deha. It said they gave up their Gunamaya Deha. Gunamaya Deha, so people wrongly translate, oh, the gopis had a material body. They gave up their material bodies. Gunamaya Deha. The word Guna Maya Deha, Guna means Sattva gun, Rajagun, like Rajagun. But Guna, the word Guna means ropes. So, Gunamaya Deha, that body, Gunamaya, made of that body which was entangled or tied up in ropes to their husband, those ropes were cut by their anxiety and separation. So then in the anxiety of separation, it's described in the Bhagavatam, Vishnu's Tikas and Ras Leela. So now Gunamaya, this is, they gave up their Gunamaya Deha. It's like I might be tied up with ropes. So they were tied up with ropes, that they're married to such and such husband. And the other ropes were that their prema was not, they didn't have sufficient prema, so their prema was binding them. They didn't have the proper prema. So they were tied down. They couldn't go to Krishna because they only had prema, so they were tied down by the ropes of the guna, the prema guna, the rope. They only had prema. So to cut that prema, to go to Krishna, you have to have Mahabhav. So then in separation, he said they were so much burning and anxious in separation, crying out, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. The Vishnu says that Krishna, in another form, he entered their houses. Because while they were crying and burning up in separation, then their prema, in that separation, the prema automatically accelerated, and it went from sneha to man, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, mahavav. So then once they had mahavav, it's like a fruit on a tree. It's green, then a little yellow, more yellow, then a little yellow, a little orange, and then a parrot comes and pecks it, and just check it is good. And then you pick that, and it's a super ripe mango. So their prema was like a green mango, and just that night, it became ripened. And then the next night, Krishna played his flute, or even that night, the next night they went, or even that night, some gopis, he came, and right there, in their siddhadeyas, they're already in siddhadeya, in their Mahabhav-filled, pure Gopi Bhav deyas, then Krishna enjoyed rasa dance with that gopi. So I'm telling this story to show how in the separation from Guru, when the Guru goes to the spiritual world, if the devotee is so much an anxiety and separation from the Guru, and so much missing the Guru, then the Guru will come from there to here. Because there to here is not a matter of spatial differences. It's not a matter of topography or geography or astronomical miles measured by the scientists, between the planet Mars and Earth and all that stuff. Because it's a plane. It's a plane of consciousness. So Gurudev, when he enters the Nitya Leela, he enters the plane of spiritual reality, spiritual world. So that's a realm. It's everywhere. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you, it's without you. Krishna says in 9th chapter of Gita, verse 4, Mayata tamidam sarvam jagadavyaktimurtina. Everything is in me and I am outside of everything. It means the spiritual world is inside of us when we meditate on Nitya Leela, and the spiritual world is outside of us. We're living in Brajmandal. Then the spiritual world is outside our eyes. When we have prema, then prema lochan. With prema lochan, then you can see the spiritual world wherever you are, even in Moscow or Zurich or anywhere. You can chant, close your eyes, chant lila, and you'll be in the spiritual world. Prem lochan, premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena. So therefore, the disciple in separation from the guru, if he's in such anxiety and separation, oh Krishna, I want to be with you, I want to be with you. You're calling me, come to me, come to me. But I'm still, my prabdha is keeping me in this body, and I still don't have prem to go there. You're there, I want to be with you. I'm calling. Oh Gurudev, Gurudev. And then all of a sudden, Gurudev will come in swapna. Or he can even appear right before you. It's called materialization. Like, what do you call it? The Star Trek movie, the guys materialize. The guys, this guy's in some other planet, and then you say, oh, let's call him, and then you're in your spaceship traveling in Star Trek, and all of a sudden there's some, and the guy, yes, what do you want? That's called materialization. That the transcendence, invisible transcendental reality becomes visible to the eyes. So in many cases people have seen the Guru, even after he's gone. When I wrote this book, Radhakund Mahima Madhuri, I was initiating different Baba. I was meeting. That's a little the other way around. I was meeting different Babajis and interviewing them. I meant to say interview, not initiate. I was interviewing them. I had translator with me, of course, and especially the ones that lived in Gopinath Mandir, and the devotees were doing 24-hour kirtan. I said, because we're writing the Radhakund Mahima Madhuri, the sweet glories of Radhakund. I said, you're chanting in this Kanda Kirtan, Hare Krishna Kanda Kirtan, in front of Das Goswami's Samadhi. And you're chanting, all night, 24 hours. Have any of the Babas or the devotees chanting over here? It's not only Babajis. Used to be more Babajis doing it. Now they have different kind of devotees doing it. But anyway, it's going on for 40 years or so. And it's very nice. In front of the Samadhi at Radhakund, Raghunath Das Goswami. So I asked them that have you ever seen Raghunath Das Goswami? Does he ever come? You've seen him, and a few said that yes, sometimes late at night or early, going towards Brahma Muhurta hour, around 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, when most sadhus get up and do their bhajan, average time, 2:33, because Brahma Muhurta hours every day. From 3:30 to 4:30. Different people say different things, but in the sadhu samaj, everyone says it doesn't change with the rising or the falling of the sun. Although if you search on net, when is Brahma Muhurta hour, you'll see so many descriptions. But from what I've heard from my personal teachers, because I asked the same question, and thinking I was so smart, knowing so much, and I could calculate exactly when it was. I thought I was so smart when I even described in one of my books, Art of Chanting. But so I asked, he said it's 3:30. I said, what about the sunrise? It's an hour and a half. Does that? He said, he said, again, 3:30 to 4:30. I said, every day, every month, every year, every day, every month, every year, 3:30 to 4:30 is Brahma Muhurta. This is the time to do bhajan. So then I said, so we should get up. That means we should get up by 3:30. And he laughed. I said, what do you mean 3:30? Yeah, how do you get up at 3:30? You're supposed to be doing bhajan at 3:30. Should at least, even if you're not going to take a bath, at least get up, clean your mouth and hands and feet, and wash your face and do achman, and then sit down, chant japa. Okay, fine. But you can't get up at 3:30. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. You can do. You can do. It's some do it. They do like that. But our teacher said there should be some type of, nitya kriya. It's called nitya kriya. Some minimum daily purification. At least wash your face, wash your mouth, hands, feet, and sit down. And then, of course, if you're doing diksha mantras, then full bath and clean cloth and all this, and all different things. But Nam, it's like that. Get up early and just chant Nam for 3, 4, 5 hours. And then after that, do whatever you do. This is our line. This is what we learned from our teacher. Mangalartik, all these things, pronounce. If you can do Mangalartik, because basically, the rule of Mangalartik, if you have Murtis and you're observing Mangalartik, if that's part of your niyam for your Thakurji, Mangalarti means it has to be performed. I heard one acharya gave a different definition of this, one sannyasi from Gaudiya Math. But the Mangalarti has to be performed, has to be finished before sunrise. This is the law. That's why you'll hear temples like across the street from me is Nitai Dham. And the sunrise is now about 6:15. So then it's 6 o'clock in the morning, it's 6:10 in the morning, dong, 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 and they're offering Mangalarti. Just in the last, and there's some Manipuri temple behind you with a big bell, bong, bong. And if you hear something like at 4:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that, then it's like coming from this Gaudiya Math temple over here on the corner, or maybe some other place. You let the chowkidar out, chowkidar. So that's the point. So it's a matter of if you want to be with Guru, you can be with Guru.